Hey! Glad you made it. I'm really happy that you're willing to give this game a shot. It's one of my favourite things to do with friends. Between the role-playing, strategy and just being goofy with each other, it's always a great time. D&D has something for every kind of player. Now, you said the other day that you wanted to just get kind of an intro experience before joining my regular campaign group. So I figured a more individual sort of experience would be a good way of showing you the ropes. Give you an idea of what the experience can feel like. Just take a seat whenever you feel like getting started. I've got snacks that should last us until the end of the universe, so help yourself to those too. Good to go? Do you want to be a holy warrior? Oh, or maybe a wizard using your But a rogue could be fun too. Hit and run tactics. But it's also lots of fun to just be a barbarian with a big axe. I've always had a Okay, next let's allocate your stats. Your stats determine what you're good at. Each stat has a use in combat, but they can also apply to role-playing situations and other things you do. So, say you've got a +3 in wisdom and need to see if someone is telling the truth, you would roll the d20 and add 3 to whatever you rolled. That insight check would show how well you're able to read that person's intent. Rolling high means you can understand them and see through any lies they might be telling. Rolling low means that you believe whatever they're saying. Within reason, of course. If you roll a 20 on that die, then you're almost... Let's try an example. You are speaking to a tavern keeper, asking after some local bandits that you've been hired to hunt down. He talks easily enough, but he says that he has no information on these people or where to find them. Okay, you rolled a 10, so add 3 to that. With a 13, you notice him tense and almost physically withdraw when you ask him about the bandits, giving you the sense that he's hiding something and knows more about the situation than he's letting on. That's pretty much it. Rolling a 20 when you hit someone in a fight also counts as a critical hit. Rolling a 1 on that die, though, can be really bad news. Sometimes it means failing so spectacularly that you, I don't know, fall down a flight of stairs, out of a window and into a pen of screaming goats. Okay, probably not that. You'll also see that your class already has stats that will best support their abilities. How do you want to make them better at what they already do, or do you want to balance them out a bit? And like that, you've made your... Now, how about we dive right into things? The continent of Faerun has seen hundreds of stories turn into legends. The Dawn Age, when dwarves overthrew the tyrannical giants and elves waged war against evil dragons, thereby carving out a place in the world for small folk. The tyranny of the Rose Dragon, when the great red worm Ylvir Asalisar nearly razed Kalimshan and established her cruel empire. The time of troubles, when celestials and fiends alike were cast from their own realms, warring and laying waste to the mortal plane in their efforts to reclaim their divine positions. Yet each great story has great people steering the narrative. The Rose Dragon's empire only fell because Rafak al-Khajan and his companions slew the evil beast. The times of troubles ended because those like the mage Midnight rose to the occasion, in their case taking the mantle of divinity from the slain celestial Mistra until she could be resurrected. Now we come to the precipice of another such event, a budding calamity that could warp reality as we know it. Though there is no prophesied chosen one, no foreseen savior, if you play your cards right, you might just be able to avert what is to come. Or perhaps your story will simply serve as a cautionary tale for those who survive. Despite this, it all starts with something as mundane as fetching groceries for your parents. We open on Nashkel, a village on the northern slopes of the Cloud Peaks. The late spring rains have abated, making the trek across town to deliver a commission for your father at least a bit less muddy. As you make your way back along the main street, though, it is hard not to notice that your otherwise quiet home is riddled with strained, whispered conversations. Standing behind his produce stand is Eric, one of the farmers living on the village's outskirts. You have known him for most of your life, though he is still young and—
Your father said you'd be along to pick up his purchase. I don't envy him his back problems, as if he didn't have enough to deal with already as the headman. Anyhow, here you go. I'm sure he appreciates having you around to do all the heavy—
Thanks, Eric.
Sure thing. Just make sure to get home safe.
What's everyone whispering about? I only caught a bit.
Everyone's worried about the people who've gone missing. You probably already heard about Helsa not coming home yesterday. That makes the 4th person in 2 weeks. The trackers looking for her haven't come back yet, but if it's anything like the other 3 disappearances, they won't find anything. People are real frightened, and I can't blame them. Might be a good idea to not wander around on your own, even in town.
Fair point. You watch out for yourself, too. Your wife would either break down or start tearing the forest apart looking for you.
Yeah, and then give me a walloping for vanishing on her. That's your—
Take care, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
You hear voices from inside your house. Perhaps it is worth waiting and listening in.
And I just heard about it this morning.
Does anyone else know?
I caught one of the trackers before he could go out to look for Helsa. He said he'd check it out while the trail was still warm, if there was one, but I don't know if he told anyone else first.
We'll have to assume that he did. People are already starting to panic, and this will make it worse. I heard people at the market this morning talking about unfamiliar monsters. No one had seen the things themselves, but the rumors are bad enough.
This goes on and you'll have a mob at your front door demanding answers.
I'm surprised we haven't seen one already. We've got to get ahead of this.
So what are you going to do about it?
Give me a minute. I've got an idea, but I want to talk it over with Katra first. You're welcome to stay if you like. They should be back soon.
Ah, there you are. Put the food on the table and come talk to me. There's something we need to discuss. Listen, you've heard about the people going missing. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but the whole Kelsit family is gone now. Neri found their farm empty this morning without even a sign of struggle. This is asking a lot, and I've got a feeling your mother's going to kill me after.
Then don't say it.
But I need you to go speak with Endan Dravair and ask for...
You're right. I think I will throttle you. Are you insane? People are going...
I have to agree with Ellen. They'd make a tempting target.
The trackers have been going on their own, and no one's bothered them. Besides, after all the training I've put Katra through, they should be fine on their own.
Yes, but you could just send one of the trackers, or someone else.
I want the trackers to keep looking for our people. Other than them, there's no one else I'd trust in the woods more than Katra. After all the times you've run off into there as a kid, you probably know the paths better than most of the villagers. And Vair's important. His ego probably won't let him talk to just a random villager. Neri could go, but she doesn't know how to fight, and I don't want the community's healer to be missing for a whole day if someone breaks their arm.
And you're not worried what Vair might do to them?
Unless Katra does something really stupid, which I would trust them not to, they'll be fine.
Mom, if I can help the village, then I'm happy to do it. Besides, I was just in the woods yesterday looking for berries, and I was fine.
I was hoping you'd say that. This isn't exactly enviable. Now, Endan Dravair is a proud creature. He has the wisdom of the ages and probably knows something that we don't. But there's a good chance he won't help us for free, just on principle. If he doesn't, I want you to offer him money. This pouch has 100 gold coins in it.
100? Where did you get...
I took it from the village's emergency fund. I'd say this counts. Rounded it out to 100 using money we were saving. Start with a low offer, like 30, and work your way up, unless you think you're gonna insult him or lose his... Whatever help or advice he can give will be welcome. If we're lucky, he might already know where our missing people are or where to look. A bird's eye view could show him what we need.
I still think that this...
If I'm being honest, it probably is a bad idea.
Right. I guess I'll...
Oh, before you go, do you want to do a quick sparring match? Couldn't hurt to
What
brush it.
is that? Is someone... Whoa! Stay back! Okay. Wasn't expecting that. I wonder if they got something to do with what's going on. Guess this is it? Unless this wayfinder led me to some old owlbear den. Okay then.
Why do you do this? Release me!
What was that?
As you reach for the coin that seemed to suck the life from Endan Dravair, you note a crack running down its face. Whatever these people want with it, you doubt they should have it. The moment you touch the metallic surface, though, a jolt of energy sears through your fingers and up your arm, followed by a sense of pressure, as if the ocean's tide were rushing into your flesh. Recoiling, the coin is adhered to your fingertips, bound there even as you feel that the force pouring from it stretches your skin and crushes your bones, threatening to rupture and burst your entire body. Rather than your body, though, it is the coin that bursts, erupting into shards of metal as the same light that flowed into it earlier streams into you. The physical pain abates. though something continues to press on your mind, clawing its way into your thoughts and filling your skull as the world around you distorts and turns insensible, chaotic, and then, finally, dark.
What happened? Where is...
Who are you? What have you done to me?
I don't know.
Answer me.
Please, stop. Who are you? What are you doing to me?
Who am... I will ask again. Who are...
Your cave? Who are...
Do not play games, child.
My name's Katra.
Do not play games with me, child. Now answer my questions. What happened in my cave and what have you...
Did you see anything? I think I was unconscious for...
I only came back to consciousness when you were calling for your parents.
Why can I hear you? Where are you?
We are obviously merged, you fool. Now tell me how. What happened?
I wasn't with those people, and I only saw the last part, when that weird coin started doing something. It looked like they were pulling something out of you, and then some thing was put into your body. I thought they'd killed you.
They might have.
What do you remember?
I remember. They must have trapped my soul in that coin. I had never expected that it would be so painful. After that, I saw the thing seeping. I was still reeling when the next thing I clearly saw. Now, we need to return me to my...
Yeah.
This is a waste of time. You need to find the people who took my body immediately.
Only after I see if they went to my village first. They may have done something. No! Mom! Dad! Nadi! Bosch! Tanil! Anyone! The house? What happened to the house? Mom! Dad! Help! Someone help! Someone tell me what...
Ah, so there is someone left. Oh, I figured there would be a few of you bumpkins left scurrying about like rats. Well, we can't have you going and squealing to your neighbors about us, no. We want things to be quiet and peaceful, so you will have to come with us.
What have you done to my home? Where is everyone?
Take or kill them. We'll have no witnesses today.
Not anymore.
Why would they do this?
Do you actually expect an answer to that question, or are you simply asking?
No, it's just... This is a lot to...
We do not have time for you to be pathetic. Your little...
It's cruel and not appreciated. So what are we supposed to do now?
I do not think that I could, even if I tried.
That's...
We shall hunt the people who took my body. We will find a way for you to put me back.
But it exploded when I touched it. It felt like something...
Without the coin, I don't...
So I've got the same question as before. What now?
Short of purging my soul from your body, which I would not recommend, lest you want me to destroy the both of us first, you will need to put me into another vessel. Ideally, though, that vessel will be my own original body, purified of whatever has come to infest it. If your villagers were taken by this group, then finding where they have taken me will also lead you to the answers you seek.
Sure, but I don't know anything about healing dragons or moving souls from one body to another. How are we supposed to do all of that, or even find these people?
I think that the best course now would be to seek the advice of the scholars in Candlekeep. It is relatively close and hosts the greatest collection of knowledge in Faerun that I am aware of, anyhow. If anyone would know of a cure or be able to devise one and be able to tell us more about this group of people that attacked me, then we will almost certainly find them in Candlekeep's great library. Rather than walk the whole way, see if that man with the cart is heading north. Preserve your strength while you can.
I think that's actually the first good, usable advice you've given me.
Do not push your luck with such frequent sarcasm, child. Find the cart and let us leave.
Need a lift?
After nearly 2 weeks of walking, leaving over 100 miles of the coast road behind you, Candlekeep's soaring spires are finally close enough to reveal their details. Set atop a craggy peninsula, rising above the Sea of Swords, the fortress overlooks the surrounding farmland, while keeping a healthy distance from the wild and shadowy Cloakwood.
At last! I had forgotten how long it can take to travel when one does not have wings with which... Remember, Candlekeep is the home of the Avowed, the greatest scholars on the...
Anything I should know about this place?
Last I was here, they only allowed the local scholars called the Avowed through the Emerald Door.
Let's get going.
These fields look almost untended, and I do not hear any farmhands or livestock. Have these places been abandoned for some reason? Keep a keen eye out. If these people fled their homes, they must have had a good reason to do so.
Psst, psst. Hey you! Wait, I've got something to tell you about those guards. We're starting to wonder if you'd actually stop to talk.
What do you need to warn?
Well, the guards aren't going to let you in. I saw you coming up the road, and it's pretty clear you're not from...
Why aren't they letting
people have been going missing in the area? Yeah, the families that live there just...
What's the Court of Air?
The first time...
So how do...
If you're going to enter Candlekeep, they handed them out to all the locals in their jurisdiction, but it was pretty rushed, and with my special set of skills, I can make one that will fool the guards into letting you through the gate. What do you say? 25 gold, and the documents will be all yours.
He is telling the truth about people vanishing and the guards being extra cautious, but he is also scalping you with that price.
I don't have much money to spare, and you don't look like you have many customers. Drop the price to 10 and I'll pay you.
No, I don't, so I need to make each one count. 25.
Fine. We have a deal.
Good. Look at those farmhouses. Be careful, though. The people are gone, but I've heard some rustling around there and other strange sounds. Never seen anything, but it gives me the creeps. And I think I saw someone go into one of those houses, maybe to stay the night, but I never saw them come out. Probably just...
Folded and then stuffed haphazardly among a pile of now rotting onions, you find a piece a bit wordy and a bit more aromatic.
Good. Now return to that individual Scratch. Let us hope that he is adequate to the task.
Hope or not, we don't have many other options to resort to, Vair.
Why must you insist on calling me that?
It's what everyone in the village called you. It's easier than saying your full name.
Be glad that I am a magnanimous and forgiving dragon, else I would be inclined to start tearing up your mind again.
Don't worry, you're already a big enough headache as it is.
Ah, is that a bit of legal documentation I see there? And smell? Okay, well, you work with what you've got, right? give me a bit to scrape off and refinish the important parts. Then I'll start with colour matching, then confirming the handwriting, and your eyes are glazing over. Just give me the goods and wait a bit. And here you go. Certification, Nick. Absolutely area. Go as you like. Just don't let it hear it. Curious. Sniff injury. What? Who will ever be the... It's all it costs!
Papers, please.
Papers?
Kid...
Careful, if you...
Here's my residence certificate.
The guard glances at the paper, noting the seal and the signatures, but does not peer too closely. Watching him scrunch up his nose, the cursory inspection might have to do with not wanting to put his face to...
All right. Everything looks fine. Head on in.
Passing through the city walls, you are dumped into a large, open square that seems to double as a marketplace. It is not exactly brimming with life, but considering how you've lived nearly all of your life in a small village, the number of people in one place is staggering, and the activity threatens to be overwhelming.
Good. That was tedious, but we made it. Now the next part could be problematic. Only the Avowed and certain others are allowed into the inner ward through the emerald door on the far side of this courtyard. Talk to the keeper there and determine what is required to get in and speak with one of the experts.
What business have you here, child?
I wish to speak with one of...
You and everyone else. Do you have an appointment or letter of introduction?
Yes. I am to speak with Avowed Tenbury.
There is no Tenbury on our list. If I were to hazard a guess, I would wager that we do not even have an Avowed named Tenbury. Keep this up, and I will make sure that the guards remove you from this.
Gotta say, you're rather rude and unpleasant.
Very well. I'm glad to see that you have acknowledged where you belong.
This is unacceptable. We must...
Wow.
No.
So, you want...
Presumably...
You only say that...
Actually...
Ew. Okay. Ugh. This is what living in a city means? How can one place produce so much filth?
You sounded as if you knew what you were getting into.
I thought I did. Didn't think it'd be this plentiful.
The byproduct of civilization. People are messy.
Vair, are you okay?
Do not call me that. It's strange. Even without a body or the need to breathe, I feel a tightness in my chest, lightheadedness. I think that it would be best to spend as little time in here as possible. Please, hurry through this place.
Wait, you don't... Something is...
No.
Is there...
No! Now stop asking, idiot!
Alright, let's make this quick.
That is the right direction, and it seems to no longer be sewers beyond this point. These are probably the tunnels running beneath the inner ward I have heard of. Catacombs, vaults, labs. Much of the work and knowledge of the Avowed is down here, it seems. Unfortunately, there is a ward on the door. You will need to find a key, unless you wish to be fried.
No, I don't.
Wait, look at that. On the ground.
There's nothing on the ground.
Precisely.
Helpful.
The rest of this place is a riot of grime and muck, child, yet this path is almost spotless. I would be willing to bet half of my entire horde that a gelatinous cube has come this way.
A what now?
An oozing monster that inhabits places like this. Some people and more intelligent creatures keep them as witless guardians and janitors. The things absorb and dissolve any animal or plant material they touch as a way of eating. They cannot dissolve metals and other non-living things, though, so they can carry the equipment and goods of whomever they have eaten for some time.
Whomever? As in people?
Of course. Do not be dense, child. Now follow this trail. You might find something interesting floating in the cube's body. Just be careful, though, as they can be transparent and thus easy to overlook. There, look. The thing has a key inside of it. It must have eaten a maintenance worker or one of the Avowed. That might get us out of the sewers and into the cleaner part we saw earlier. Just don't let the creature suck you up. Please? Yes, it looks as if an enchantment quite similar to the one on the locked door is embedded in this key. It should work to get us through.
And what if it sets off the trap?
Then you had best hope that the mage who put it there set it more as a deterrent rather than a defense.
Okay, just going to open the door. The magically trapped door stuffed with potentially lethal lightning. Right, okay. And still alive. Right, well, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, be not so dramatic. You could find much worse before we are done here. I have heard tell that there are guardians and occasional escaped experiments down here, though that may just be rumor.
Wow, thanks. The possibility of even greater danger certainly sets my mind at ease. Thanks, Vair.
Stop calling me that.
What?
Get back!
Whoa!
Good job. That creature was known as...
A mimic. Yeah, I've heard of those things. Didn't expect it to be so... slimy, though. Why did it have a key inside of it, though? Did it eat someone like the cube did?
Probably not. Otherwise, we would have seen some more gruesome evidence of the meal. No, some people feed mimics various items that they need to hide or protect. If you know how to handle one of these things, they can be rather convenient guardians. As long as you keep them fed, that is.
Yeah, I can imagine the alternative.
Unfortunately, it seems that this ensorcelled armor is tied to the exit. Unless you have a powerful dispelling magic at your disposal that you have neglected to mention, you'll have to defeat this thing to undo the seal of the door.
You're saying I have to fight a piece of armor with no obvious weaknesses, or even a person inside to take out? Let me guess, I have to just beat it into a useless hunk of metal, kinda like I did the scarecrows?
Precisely.
I'm really starting to hate constructs. Better be worth all the trouble we've gone to, Vair. How are we going to get someone to help us, though? We're breaking in.
Let us consider that later. First, we need to get out of these tunnels. Someone might have heard the battle or noticed that the enchantment of the door is broken. We can determine our course once we are safely hidden within the inner ward.
Oh, nice place. Thank you. Unfortunately for you, chances are that you will only see it as you are taken away to a prison cell.
Get us out of here. We cannot be imprisoned. Not in a cell. Fight! Run! Do something!
Are you joking? There's so many of them! We'll be torn to shreds if we resist! While we would normally have prevented you from coming this far, Sage Thesserai has taken an interest in you. Now you are to attend him personally.
Whatever you do, do not allow them to incarcerate us. Do not give them a reason.
Who is serious? Who are you? I am a Who is serious? Who are you? I am a Who is safe? Seriously. You. What does this Thesserai person want? Sage Who is safe? Seriously. You. Okay, I'll go. He is waiting. You are to head direct.
That is far enough.
Are you?
I am.
What do you do here?
I'm the sage.
Why am I?
You caught me.
What do you do here?
I'm the Sage of Magic.
What happens to...
As a spell act, however...
Good. Now let's... Do you intend to harm anyone in this city, be it specific?
No.
Good. Next, why did you sneak into the inner ward?
I found a group of...
Well, how about while we've got this handy zone of truth working, you just tell me everything you can about how this dragon came to inhabit you, and we work from there. Well, hopefully they... In the meanwhile...
Whether or... How could they...
Endandrav.
Does he now?
I am a...
He says...
Does he? I cannot say that it seems to me...
What do you mean?
Why?
Everyone...
But no...
Endandrava.
Does he now?
I am a golden...
He says...
Does he? I cannot say that it seems to me that we neither owe him...
Is there a way we can convince you...
Well, yes. You see, since there have been... I want you to clear out the vermin, and if...
What's the book I'm looking for?
The last written word...
Sounds dumb.
Parts of it can.
This will clear...
Yes, as these monsters could threaten travel. Excellent! Well, in that case, I am looking forward to hearing from you once you have concluded your investigation. Until then, try not to die.